that words. I should have said the poet. So beautiful. So beautiful. People need to see what I see. They need to see.
These are the spiritual as much as physical voyages of the Co-Federation Solar Sun, our starship, planet Earth, restored to heaven on our and every earth.
Our family full of poetesses, poets, musicians, co-satyrs, co-secretary generals.
Universal Voyager and shared her and his family community enterprise. Our new millennial year's mission to rediscover and re-understand, sustain, and explore are and all are in fact familiar new worlds of family community, of the tree of love, life, and light throughout the solar system and universe, to restore, renew, and sustain our and new life and new sustainable civilizations, past, present, retroactively, and now, rebalance, and future, always balancing, to loving, geosologically, and locally, become, and be space-time travelers wherever and where we have interdimensional reality, all in part been before, it also never been before, in alternative space timelines that are circles, which are of the universal EQ, IQ, and SQ continuum, balanced combinations of the ever-expanding circle which spirals and grows, budding and blooming in space-time. Love and live enlightened, ever young, low, and prosper all both in each and every one. Engage your heart, mind, soul, and body, for we all, both in each, and each both in all, can, must, and marvelously and miraculously make it so.
In the thunderous blast, she merges, her eyes on fire, the mighty priestess. She is risen from the nativity of Conqueror. She is risen from the fires of the earth. She is risen. She is risen.
We are risen.
She is risen. She is risen.
We are risen.
We all are risen by my intercession.
महालक्ष्मी मृडप्रिया महारूपा महापूज्या महापातकनाशिनी महामाया महासत्त्वा महाशक्ति महारथी महाभूता महेश्वर्या महावीर्या महाबला महाबुद्धि महासिद्धि महायोगेश्वरेश्वरी महातंत्रा महामंत्रा महायंत्रा महासना महायागक्रमाराध्या ओम महाभैरव पूजिता महेश्वर महाकल्पक महातांडव साक्षिणी महाकामेशमतिथि महात्रिपुर सुंदरी चतुष्षष्टि उपचाराढ्या चतुष्षष्टि कलामयी महाचतुष्षष्टि कोटि योगिनी गणसेविता question of that. I should have said, oh,
our family, our world is full of poetesses, poets, healers, co-secretary generals, co-saviors, equinox truths, if we let ourselves let go of patriarchy and adopt parity.
This day I call the heavens and the earths as witnesses intercessorily for and hopefully and prayerfully not against you, that I have set before you life and death, blessings and curses. Now choose love and life with light, so that you and your children may live. For I give you good doctrine, forsake ye not your, our new millennial law.
Okay. I've got a contrition. Maybe play Sunflower, the European Blacksmith. This is Anna Marie singing Christmas, and I am Cherokee, Cheyenne, Blacksmith, and Anahuac, Dakota. And I am also a French, English, and German. And to create Alltimate, that means we are all related. We embrace the new millennial golden rule as the law of all the natives, of the sacred ground that is Mother Earth, and all the planets of all the universes.
Welcome to our earliest in the days broadcasts from the heart and headquarters of the One Family community of love, life, in light of the Co-Federation of Earth and Planets of the New Millennial Golden Rule. We have with us our heart light on. It's so drenched in sunlight in this room right now, you can hardly see, but the light is on in all our hearts, and we have with us marvelous, miraculous, budding, blooming flowers and water. Hugs and love to all, both and each and every one, as soon as possible. The light is on in all our hearts, and we have with us marvelous, miraculous, budding, blooming flowers and water. Hugs and love to all, both and each and every one, as soon as possible. I'd like to remind you that we are broadcasting as if we have traveled back in time, because imagination is more important than knowledge. We have traveled back in time to a very special place in the heartland of the North American continent and of the world. It was a home that was run and with love for life and in the light of the eternal feminine by our great and grandmother Ray, an immigrant who came into this North American continent, passing by the Statue of Liberty, not knowing, as most of us did not know until very recently, and I discovered this, that the Statue of Liberty is a depiction of the goddess Astra, the Libran goddess of the scales, the goddess of balance. And she was the major goddess, the main goddess of Atlantis. She is the goddess of democracy. And there can be no democracy without a risen eternal feminine, with women fully represented at parity levels at least, so that men also are protected from the endangerment that patriarchy causes upon societies. That all of their children, females and males, are protected from the scourge that is patriarchy and given instead the paradise that is parity in decision making and in the balance of love and work. in our evaluation of all of these activities that people do in the balance of love and work. So we play an excerpt regarding this beautiful, marvelous, miraculous place that we have invited all our families to broadcast from as if they're, and endorsing the new millennial golden rule from there.
And then she said she couldn't be the maid for everybody. Did you feel strange there? Yes, when she came back and started to spell the fence, her whole love was to trap her children there. This is what she did. It wasn't so easy just to get along, have enough to eat. She was careful, very careful. And there was a sister, Clara.
Now, fascinatingly enough, in my family, there is a battle going on between dark and light. And the dark are afraid to listen to this broadcast, which I often, and yesterday and will again today, make in stereo, even for those who don't have computer access, so they can hear it. And there are those who would prohibit members of our family from any contact with me. And that is much of my family. They are afraid to have contact with me. I am stirring up pain that they would rather suppress, because they are now so used to suppressing their estrogen-related virtues and their eternal feminine, and so overly identified with testosterone-related values and modes, that even contact with me is frightening to them and is disruptive to their lemming-like headlong tilt toward the destruction of our planet by a combination of passivity among women and the dronification and masculinization of women and the total obliviousness and extreme hubris of way too many men. So I do these broadcasts, and I feel that I am holding up the torch very, very high in the sky, as the Statue of Liberty does, very, very high in the heavens, high enough now to reach practically another planet and say, you know, other planet, we may need your help here, because the people have twisted themselves into a pretzel of the wrong direction. They have confused, the North American feminism has confused masculinism with feminism, and has, instead of bringing balance, has only achieved the dronification and masculinization of many women and the extreme passivity of many others, living vicariously through the decision-making of their men, which is so unbalanced that we now are sitting on the verge of World War III, as well as Fukushima events all over the globe, as well as volcanic eruptions, as well as more oil spills, as well as obviously the day-by-day accumulation of carbon and methane into the air. All of these ills coming directly from patriarchal decision-making, and yet the people are still doing it. Why? Because the media, the mass media, which has learned to put the female face in front of patriarchy, has made it seem normal. So, you know, people are brainwashed, and they're very easily brainwashed, I've discovered. More to show that I really had thoughts. And I've come to understand another reason for that. Very few Americans are raised with attachment parenting. Very few have had adequate on-cue breastfeeding. And therefore, their minds are very easy to manipulate. They do not have good creative thinking or a good ability to connect the dots. The right and left hemispheres don't work in good balance of their thinking. Their spatial and time reasoning don't come together. And mine don't perfectly either anymore, because I'm interacting with so many of you, and I'm getting such a barrage of ignoring, and in some cases active rejection and hostility, that we're all way off our spatial time relationship here. And the opening of the stargates is becoming very, very difficult. However, I think it's always possible. I think that the universe recreates and makes other chances and keeps the door open to rising, even though people have fallen to a terribly far level. But there may be a limit to that, and it may be that we've reached that limit, and the universe is simply just going to start calling us. And our DNA will be distributed around the universe, and we'll be given another chance somewhere else. I don't know. But I know that the key to a risen society that is thriving on this planet and in connection with all the planets of the universe is parity. That I'm absolutely clear on. That is as obvious as the sun shining on my hat. It is absolutely clear. So we'll do our ceremony. We started it already, and we'll say Namaste, Mikatuye Oyasin, Mitakuye Koye Zevral, Kong Sampax, Ko Ampax Culture, Bahava L'chaim, Shalom, Salam, Salam, Shalom, Merci, to your best, Sedlerik to your best, Chlan Zavag, Chus, Nazvadanya, and forgot that one. It finally came to me. Chus, and Sayonara, Ubuntu, Buenos Dias. All of the languages of our heritages, of our earth and our earth, past, present, future together, including love and live eternally young, longest, and prosper everyone and all. Because all people are creations of the Mother, Father, Goddess, God, and the only thing that fucks this up so badly is patriarchy. And therefore, we wind up being very dark toward one another instead of loving and light. And you have what the ripple effects of that is. We have a lot of wife abuse, a lot of child abuse, which results in alcohol abuse, waste, war, and environmental degradation and destruction, to the point now of destroying our planet. So, you know, you have to pick. You either have parity or you have patriarchy. You can't be in a middle ground. You either have parity or you don't. And via the new millennial golden rule and the nascent mustard seed of a Congress that we have set up for the entire world of women and their youth, female and male age 37 and younger, females and males age 37 and younger, including the Shekinahs and the young Shekinahs and the Hekinahs. We are here on paper. We are here on a website. But I can say we are not here as a cooperative family community. I am representing everyone because everyone else is asleep or actively hostile to what I am offering them. And so they are charging themselves like a charge of the dark brigade over the cliff toward planetary enfeeblement, intellectually and creatively, and to a big brother hiatus before complete extinction. This is where we are at. You like it? What? Let's change it. Go to 5050now.wordpress.com and read the New Millennial Golden Rule and the Alivid steps beneath it, and it will give you links to all the other sections of the site I've represented already to you. And we'll do the ceremony without naming names in the morning. We start that, and we do the names in the midday ceremony. We'll drink the milk of human kindness for all, both in each and every one. This is very important for gaining the importance of breastfeeding, for the mother, the child, the mother, and for the entire family and community. The ripple effects of not doing proper on-cue breastfeeding are such that it can destroy a world. So we have to do that, and we'll drink and to the milk of human kindness throughout the human cycle of life, and our cycle can become eternal, generation upon generation, everyone living thousands and thousands of years and bopping back and forth between our Earth and other planets as we adopt the abilities of space-time travel of the Q, because we will have it. It depends on our consciousness. Does our consciousness have the awareness to know that gender parity is necessary for us to have all these goodies? So we'll drink the milk of human kindness for all, both in each and every one, as soon as possible. And I'll say that gender parity brings with it the cessation of sibling rivalry, of the easing of sibling rivalry into its sibling cooperation. It brings forth the sense of a rainbow of gemhood of humanity instead of racism and classism and nationalism. It makes us all on the same team, and the team of love and life and light. And so we'll drink also, we'll drink to the enlightened, loving, living planets that will regain and sustain our planet Earth to be in the light of the new millennial golden rule, past, present, and future. Of course, at this moment, at this place that we've shown you online, this marvelous home that was also a gathering place for women to try on hats. Okay. We'll celebrate and re-celebrate all our birthdays, conception days, name days, and holy days together, past, present, and future. And starting with our equinox and spring seasonal conception days and birthdays, and our autumnal birthdays and conception days. We'll do this in reciprocal interweaving, and of course also all our year's round birthdays in the circle, past, present, and future, as equinox, true cues, co-secretary generals, co-saviors of our local, global, and universal neighborhood and neighborhoods. And we'll celebrate and re-celebrate all our birthdays, conception days, name days, and holy days together, past, present, and future. Again, what we are doing here is what we call the LU co-savioral ceremony. It is the Eleusinian Mysteries ceremony made current to include the new millennial golden rule and all the people that we know and love. And that's everyone. We love everyone. We want you all to have eternal life, but you're pitching toward the darkest times and destruction of your planet. So you need to wake up. Okay, and we'll do our consciousness currencies. You can read about these on the website at 5050now.wordpress.com at the section Infinite Wealth, and also read the essay under the sermons. We all have a dream to make reality now. There's several connections to additional essays about the common sense that was delivered in January and February in its two major publications to North America. But we have to keep delivering it because, you know, they really needed to keep publicizing it and make it clear what it meant. It didn't mean what we got in 1789. It meant something very different. It meant a government that was half women, that included indigenous, had no slavery and no property requirements. That's what common sense was. What we got was the failure and the fraud of the fathers. And we've been living by it for over 250 years, and most of us haven't woken up about that little fact. So here are our consciousness currencies, the trillions and zillions of value that each person is worth in their value to Goddess God and their ability to serve one another as well as have dignity themselves. And here we have our family tree of our multiple generations, the Shekinahs of the generations of the hat gatherings, our current Shekinahs, and celebrating that, and our current youth, females and males of Shekinahs and Hekinahs, all anointed equally, female and male, by our LU co-savioral mystery ceremony. We start with the females, because the young men have to know that this has been thousands of years of a wrong. Thousands-year-old wrong, therefore they can wait for 15 minutes to be anointed equally. So, and they should want to. They should want to. I have a friend from the Occupy movement who developed a programmatic exercise called sit down so she can stand up. So the men have to learn to sit down long enough for the women to stand up together. Then they can stand up with them, and they have to encourage the women to stand up together. The lack of gathering of the women is the biggest reason why patriarchy is perpetuated. So we'll say this again. And I say all of the names of these families at the midday. And if you look at the midday broadcast yesterday, you'll hear them. They're all mentioned, and they're on the website at 5050now.wordpress.com on the listing of the congresses and the grassroots congresses, courts, and assemblies. And you will see all these people's names and many, many more. These currently poor souls, I hope they wake up. I'm praying to Goddess God to give them an epiphany and not destroy their incarnations, because they have so much to give, but they've really gone in the wrong direction. They're drugging themselves. They're addicted to father figures that are betraying them, and they need so much love and assistance, and they don't seem to want to accept it. So we are praying for them, and we know that they will have hopefully an epiphany and come back and make the journey back to where they need to have balance in their lives again, including all their sister Kazinas and including me and the new millennial golden rule is their way of life that they share with others. Again, that little sojourn into a smaller branching is really less important than this. This is the most important. This gathering of the entire circle. That's why we make these broadcasts and invite everyone. All right. And we'll say supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, all the blessings and all the greetings of all of our heritages of our earth and our earth, past, present, and future. We'll say supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. We'll say all the blessings and greetings of all of our heritages and languages, past, present, and future. As Co-Secretary Generals, Co-Severaz, Equinox, True Qs. As Co-Secretary Generals, Co-Severaz, Equinox, True Qs. The marvelous, miraculous, budding, blooming flowers with the heart lights lit in all of us. Eternal springs and solar power within everyone. So that's our ceremony. I think it's not so early that we can't make some outreach calls. Yeah, I think we can make one or two. And we'll do some more in the middays broadcast. Sunday, people like to sleep in, and even though they really should be waked up real hard, I think that if people are tired and stressed, it's best to let them sleep in a little bit. And by the way, all this broadcast to this point, we've been on our conference line. It's if you're out of the country, 011, and then it's country code 1, 641-715-3580, access code 773342. You can usually reach me while I'm doing the broadcast at that number. If for any reason you don't, try the next broadcast or a little later in the broadcast and you'll get through. And we also have on the website other phone numbers that you can call in and leave messages. And we look forward to hearing from you because you're really on your last legs under patriarchy, my friends. It's crushing you. It's destroying the good on this planet, and without good, there is no sustainability. If you become evil, it's a very short-lived cycle down, and then it's extinction. So, evil is living without love. It's live spelled backwards. It means to not put love first as a priority. And when people do that, and the love has to include others, very much so, as well as some elements of oneself. You have to have dignity and insist upon dignity for yourself, or you cannot bring love to others, and you cannot bring dignity to others. So it has to be a mutual experience of give and take. Without that, it all goes down. And it should be commented upon when it isn't mutual, and the other person has to need to know if they're not being mutual and that they have a problem that needs correction. Our society is loaded with that problem right now. Bullying is more common than ever before, and we have enormous corruption going on and profound domination games going on among people in the North American continent and around the world. So, and submission games too. So we have to look to what that's all about and stop the enabling of it and wake up. So we'll make a couple of quick calls, and I'll be back with you in the next broadcast soon. Okay, we made some outreach calls and we're just going to let you look at our screen sharers. That's important. First, this wonderful place that we travel back in time and space-time to. And then we'll give you a few of the website addresses that you want to look at that.